Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a Muslima's reflection. Today I wanted to discuss the category that constantly keeps running through my timeline and keep getting brought up. And it's always about women being submissive. Um, for me personally, a lot of times I see that people speak as if it's all women. And it's not. Now, you can say that there's some women and some men that do this and this and that, and that's true. But you can't speak for the majority of the people based on your experience of a few. And it seems to always be melanated people speaking out against each other about, oh, this woman is too independent, this woman is this and that, so that means she's masculine because she has independence. That means she's not feminine enough because she has independence. And that's not fair to the majority of women because of your experience of a few that wasn't that way for you. Sometimes we got to look in the mirror and check ourselves, men. Sometimes, because the thing about it is this: women are natural nurturers. So if they're natural nurturers, that means they're naturally submissive in the right setting, in the right atmosphere. And I say that because when AllahSWT created Adam alayhi salam, who did he create for his purpose? Hawa alayhi salam. She was created to be his peace, to be his comfort, to be his support, to be his backbone in the time of need. So that is something that comes natural for women because that's how we are genetically designed by AllahSWT. So for you to sit up here and say that women, especially melanated women, they're too strong, they're too this, like, we can't have an opinion without a negative outcome. And I can't seem to understand why. Like, we can't voice how we feel without us being angry, melanated beings. And that's not fair. But you can sit and constantly keep bashing all the women, and that's supposed to be okay. When you say majority, or any woman that's come from a broken household is has a problem with authority, how so? How can you, is that factual evidence for all women, or is that the few people that you've dealt with and experienced in your life? Because it's about the morals and values that you are brought up with. If you are brought up with respect, if you are brought up with nurturing, love, and care, then you have no problem with it. And my thing is this: me being a single mother, single Muslima that's melanated, I would love to be submissive. I have no problem with it. My nature is nurturing. My nature is caring. My nature is supportive. That is me. And that's a lot of women as well that I can vouch for it. Because I can't say the few bad apples spoiled the bunch in this particular situation. Because I have to take accountability about who I let into my life. Like the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam basically says, and I paraphrase, but the company that you keep, be aware of the company that you keep, pretty much. So if you surround yourself with negativity, what's going to be? You're going to become a Debbie Downer. It's going to be negative thinking. But if you surround yourself with positivity, you get uplifting, spiritual uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Mental uplifting. You see things from a brighter perspective. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't sit up here and agree when you say all women or majority of women are this and this and that. No, those are the people that you chose to deal with. That's what you attract. So sometimes you got to think about, and for women too, when we say all men are dogs and men are this, the men are this, what about the men that you attract? What are you doing? How have you grew? How have you elevated yourself to change your mindset and the things that you endure and the things that you are willing to sacrifice for and the things that you were putting up with? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's one thing to deal with flaws, but then there's another thing to deal with, just plain out negative characteristics. And for me personally, I personally feel like you can't say it's the majority of women that come from broken households that behave this way, or majority of melanated women, they're so angry because of this and this and that. Because that's not true. That's not true for majority. It's true for the people that you dealt with in your life, for your life experiences. That's how you feel. But your opinion doesn't make it factual evidence. It does not make it factual evidence. A man always talking about how they want to come home to a house that has peace in it. But do you think about how your attitude, how your spiritual aura is when you walk through the door from Bala in this dunya? Are you taking the battle of the dunya out on the home? Because me personally, I'm big on having a peaceful home, not just in a cleanly home, not cleanly in the sense of just materialistic things are clean and tidy, but a cleanliness of spirit. You understand what I'm saying? That means when I walk through my door, it's a, whew, what do they call a woosah? Because I'm relieved. I'm no longer battling out here in this dunya. I'm in my home, my comfort, where I know that the Quran is being played, where I know that the Quran is being read, where I know that salah is being made. My house, like I said, don't make your house into the grave, right? So I that's what I do. So to me, sometimes men need to look at themselves and check themselves. And I'm not saying that it's right for women, if you come home with an attitude, to give that attitude back to you. That's not what I'm saying in the least bit. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also informed us that when somebody does evil to you, don't return it with evil, return it to good, because you are accountable for your own deeds. Your own deeds are for you. That book is only written individually for you, and come a day of judgment, that book is going to be open only for you. So, you know what I'm saying? We have to learn to grow and manifest mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You know, being older is, every day you grow older, you're getting closer to death. And as you get older, you should also be growing, not standing still and staying the same. People are so afraid of change. Change is a beautiful thing when you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to benefit your akhirah. It's a wonderful and beautiful thing. But I'm not angry or mad at the comments I just found, or the post or whatever, or the lives that the question comes about that I answer, because I know who I am, and that's because I've learned, and I'm still learning my Creator. And in order to know who you are as a human, you must know who created you. I stand firmly on that. So I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the woman not to serve the man as a slave, but to be his support. But I can't be a man's support when he don't know how to allow me to support him. I can't be a man's support when he's broken and has not learned how to heal himself. Because I can lead a horse to the water, but I can't make him drink. And that goes both ways. You can't be nurturing to a man if you're harboring childhood trauma. A lot of us grew up watching our mothers. Some of us who have single mothers be our mother and our father, quote unquote, because they were the father part as far as being the provider and providing that different type of structure in the home, and the mother, the one who cooks and cleans and makes sure you have what you need and teaches you. So some of us grew up with one parent who done it all, and so we implement that. Does that make us masculine? Because we're able to carry the torch when we don't have somebody to carry it for us? Or when our person is tired and tumbling, we can't, is it a problem that we're able to lift and pick them up? Don't worry about it, baby. I know this torch right here is heavy. I got you. That makes us masculine? Make that make sense to me. Does that not make us exactly what we were created to do? To support you, and yours to support us, not just in a financial manner, but you're to support my spirituality and my emotions as well. And I don't think that it's fair in the melanated community that we constantly keep bashing each other. We have to understand and realize that it was a design to break us up because we're stronger as a unit. And we are falling right into that very trap, because not only did they put it out there, but we took it and ran with it. So we have to start changing our mindsets for ourselves in order to have that unified persona that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordains for us, that he talks about, that he shows examples with. You have an example of Sarah, radiyallahu anha, and Ibrahim alayhi salam. The patience in that love, the support. He didn't walk away and leave his wife just because she couldn't carry a child. She was 90 years old when she had a child. He stayed there supporting her, and vice versa. When Ibrahim, all his family turned his back on him except Lut alayhi salam, she was there. So there are women out there that do the same thing for you, but look at the characteristics of that man, of that prophet alayhi salam. Are you that man with those same type of characteristics? Or are you out here trying to be something of the dunya, but you trying to lead a household Islamically? Because you can't have your cake and eat it too when it comes to Islam. You either for the dunya or you for the deen. And you as a man are the leader. So how are you leading me to be submissive to you?